Thank you for joining us. You are listening to the Beyond 50 radio program. I'm your host, Daniel Davis. Joining us here on the Beyond 50 radio program today is a special guest who's going to talk with us about a new healing modality that's out there that she became involved with in 2003. It's simply titled The Reconnection. It's Reconnective Healing, and we're going to find out more about what this wonderful, marvelous way of healing oneself and healing others can help benefit each and every one of us. I'd like to welcome here to the program today our guest, Pamela Olzman. Pamela, thank you for joining us here on the Beyond 50 radio program.
Hi. Thanks, Daniel.
Now, you came to know Reconnective Healing back in 2003, as I understand that, even though you were familiar with and I guess practicing Reiki. Is that true?
That's correct. Yes, I had been working with Reiki and another hands-on healing technique, and then someone introduced Reconnective Healing to me, and actually I had my own healing with Reconnective Healing when I was suffering diverticulitis. And it was such an amazing and powerful session that I knew that I wanted to practice this and help others as well. It was just so much more powerful than any other technique I'd experienced. I just knew I had to learn more.
Now, we had the opportunity about a month ago to have Dr. Eric Pearl on our program, who wrote the book, The Reconnection, and he's sort of considered to be the pioneer of this particular healing modality. Is that how you came to know about it?
Yes, that's true. He actually, back in 1993, after a series of events, went back to his chiropractic office, and people started having amazing healings and feeling his hands on their bodies before he would even touch them. And after a while, he was able to put together a program to teach others how to do that and do this work. So he now travels the world, and I was trained by Dr. Eric Pearl, and he has been now training about 65,000 people. He's around the world. He's been very busy.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to bring up, Pamela, because as I read his book, The Reconnection, Heal Others, Heal Yourself, is that he was gifted with this, but unlike people out there who tend to get these special gifts and they're coveted, they're the only ones who have them, come see me on top of the mount, he actually perpetuates this, that everybody can have this gift. That's quite interesting.
It is, and you just can't ohm them in. These frequencies, you have to come in contact with them. Once you come in contact with these frequencies, and he found after he would do a healing on a patient, they could go home and would start healing other members of their family. So once you come into contact with these frequencies, they are with you, and then you can learn how to work with them and heal others and heal yourself.
Now, what is reconnective healing exactly?
Well, it's a new form of healing that's on the planet, some researchers believe, for the very first time. And we've always had energy healing techniques for many years, but this is more. This is energy, light, and information, which is the same quality as the photon. And this is it's a hands-off healing modality, and it can have many effects, whether it's physical, emotional, spiritual healings. People sometimes will come in for one ailment, and they might leave with that completely gone, or even something else completely healed that they didn't even think might be healed.
Now, I know that people tend to take a look at energetic healing and say, well, this kind of sounds more like science fiction rather than science. But reconnective healing actually has scientific basis, or at least, should we say, studies and publishings on its properties and what exactly it is. Is that true?
Exactly. And there's been many studies at the University of Arizona, as well as by PhDs, Dr. Konstantin Korotkov in Russia, who has found these frequencies help Russian athletes have a little bit more of an edge. So I think we should take notice of that. And also, there's been many studies done on the practitioners, as well as blind studies with other types of healing modalities compared to reconnective healing. And it seems that reconnective healing is more powerful in these studies as well. We don't direct the frequencies or the healing. The universe does that. And it seems that without directing them, the effect and the result is stronger. So there's a lot of basis in science and specifically quantum physics that supports this work.
Now, Pamela, if I understand what you just said correctly, someone comes or they don't. They just contact you. They don't have to be present, but if they choose to, they can be.
Mm-hmm.
But they come to you. They say, I want a reconnective healing. And you're telling me that you really don't want to really know what it is they're there for, that they're just there and that's all there is to it. And that it sounds like the less you know about what it is, if nothing, that they want to have healed, the stronger the healing is.
Exactly.
So it sounds like to me that as you're a facilitator, God or the universe comes in and says, well, I know what this person needs, and that's the way we're going to make this happen.
Exactly. And my job is to get out of the way and be as detached from whatever result might be wanted as I can. I need to just step back and allow the frequencies to come through and not direct them in any way. And the more detached and allowing that I am, the stronger result that occurs. And the universe knows exactly what each person needs, and it is just amazing to hear afterwards what they experience.
Well, yeah, I was going to ask you, tell us what happens during a session and what people's responses are after the work is done.
Well, during a session, we'll do the paperwork ahead of time, answer any questions, and then I'll have the person lay down on a massage table, fully clothed on their back, and ask them to close their eyes, relax, let go, and just be open to receive and notice their experience. And just be aware of whatever they're experiencing. And what I see are registers, maybe eye flutterings, hand movements, feet movements, sometimes involuntary body movements or breathing changes. But what they experience is just incredible. There's some commonalities of what people experience. One of my clients, her response was just like, that was so freaky cool. And others was like, that was awesome. And some people notice other beings in the room. They feel hands on them when I'm not touching them at all. They might feel another person at their feet when I'm at their head. Sometimes people feel breezes or see colors. It's just incredible. And some people have out-of-body experiences. So there's a myriad of experiences the person can have, and it's usually very significant to them.
It sounds almost mysteriously way cool.
It is. It really is. And that's one of the things that got me so excited with this work. It's just so amazing.
Now, if a person wants to have reconnective healing, generally, how long does it take? Because I know that we're in a society of fast, easy, and cheap. How does this work, and how long does it take usually?
Well, as far as each session, usually about 35 to 45 minutes on the table, and usually only 1 to 3 sessions of the reconnective healing is necessary. You don't need to keep coming back for recurring sessions like you would a chiropractor. And sometimes after the first session, you realize that that's all you need, and the person received the healing they wanted, and they're fine. Sometimes they think, I've got a little bit of progress, but I want to come back for the second or third session. And the third session, usually something very strong or powerful happens. Don't know why, but it's been a pattern that the third healing session is sometimes the strongest. So I always let people know so that they can make that decision.
Now, how can someone get a hold of you to experience what the reconnective healing process is?
They can give me a call. My phone number is 503-320-5150, or they can email me at reconnect333healing.com. And I also have a blog if they'd like a little bit more information. My blog is 333healing.blogspot.com.